What should I charge for ads on my podcast?
And now, a look at this week in podcasting news. It's the Jag Show podcast.
It's a question I get all the time. How much should you charge advertisers for your podcast? Well, Libsyn and AdvertiseCast have crunched the numbers, and the average CPM for a 1-minute ad is $23.57. What that means in English is that podcasters are charging $23.57 for every 1,000 listeners to their podcast. So if you want a statistic as a starting point, there it is. But here's the thing. Every podcast is different, and your listeners are valuable to your advertisers in your particular space. So what I say is charge whatever you think you can get, or charge what you can get. But if you want a number, it's $23.57. There's an article from Pod News covering all of this in today's show notes. My advice to you this week: how do I prioritize my podcast? A podcast, like most endeavors, can only be successful if you commit the necessary time and resources to it. But that's much easier said than done. You've got Zoom meetings, you've got personal commitments, you've got the activities that bring in revenue directly for your business. The only way to succeed at a podcast is to be consistent, but how the heck are you going to do that? I say make a bite-sized commitment. Do a podcast season. That can be 5 episodes, 10 episodes, 3 episodes, whatever you feel you can manage. Commit to a certain number of episodes released at regular intervals. That could be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, you name it. And if your content isn't time sensitive, you can even record several episodes at once and then stagger the release schedule so it's consistent. My point is this: don't commit to a weekly or monthly podcast from now until eternity. Commit to a limited number of episodes in a finite time frame and see if you like it and get a little bit of traction with it. And if you, your clients, or others find value in it, you can extend it from there. Start with a limited bite-sized chunk so you don't get overwhelmed, and pod fade, which is start podcasting, then fall off the face of the earth. In a perfect world, you would do all of the things when it comes to podcasting: writing, recording, editing, promoting across an endless horizon of social media platforms. Well, chances are, unless you have a huge marketing team, you just don't have the bandwidth to do all of that. Mark Asquith of Captivate suggests dividing podcasting tasks into 3 categories: things I like doing, things I hate doing, and things I like doing but take too long. And once you have your lists, you can then prioritize what you want to spend your time on. A link from Mark Asquith is in today's show notes. A couple upcoming podcast events that I want to mention that are worth checking out. Podfest Origins, going to be both live and virtual this year. You can watch online at the end of October or go in person in Tampa, November 4th and 5th. More info on that at podfestexpo.com. She Podcast. It's an amazing event for women and non-binary podcasters. That event is October 14th through 17th in Scottsdale, Arizona. You can find out more at shepodcasts.com. As always, if you enjoyed today's content, please share it with somebody you know. That's how we grow this show. And if you need help launching or improving your podcasts, you can find me at jagindetroit.com. Until next week, stay healthy and stay safe. Later.
If you like what you just heard, share The Jag Show with someone else who's interested in podcasts. You can also follow The Jag Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit jagindetroit.com.